So altcoins are still underperforming pretty badly. And honestly, I'm not that surprised at the minute. It's been that long. I've seen it all before for a long, long time. And this is the biggest dominant streak we've had with Bitcoin since ever. Now, the setups are weak, the narratives are very, very thin. And I still believe that people don't know how an alt cycle or an alt season works. So let's break it down. Let's talk about what is happening with this altcoin market just so we can get better at it, I suppose. Leave a like if you are still holding altcoins, and more importantly, leave a comment. Which altcoins are you holding? Now, the altcoin reality check is this. Bitcoin has gone from $15,000 up to $112,000. In that period of time, altcoins haven't done anything. Realistically, they've not really created many new highs. The BTC pairs are down very, very badly, and that's became a little bit of a problem. The strength of this has literally sucked the entire air out of the room. It's created a bit of a problem. And that's where we get other problems of why it's happening, the macro, which I will come on to, so bear with me. Now, the reality is, yeah, that's the Ethereum chart. It's just struggle, struggle, struggle. It's now like 9% of the entire market in terms of dominance, which is a bit of a problem. Again, we talk about, the understanding of Bitcoin dominance, and this is the longest streak we've had. This was a cycle, this was another cycle in terms of bull market cycles where people got very rich very quickly. However, this has not materialized yet. And yes, of course it can. But when? We don't know. Why is it so long? What's the difference? Why the ETFs are sucking the air out of the room, so to speak? So we've got to be mindful of that. And even when we look at the, risk on, risk off sort of situation here, yeah, this is the same sort of pattern. We have not hit new lows. This going up is bad. This going down is good. By the way, if you want to learn from moi, 30-day free trial link below. Jump in. You get videos, courses, you get daily, somewhat updated content, you get live streams, you get an indicator, and much more. Now, there's 4 things I want to talk about of why it's happening. Lack of retail is number 1. That's kind of obvious. You can see that with overall growth. You can see that with, demographics around, obviously, YouTube content. We can see that with our members. There just isn't enough interest. People who are in this industry are stuck or a bit tapped in the head. You've also got regulation pressure. UK is terrible. Now, if you go to the link below, there's an exchange. It's called BitUnex. Check it out. It's open to the UK. And I know a lot of people do messages and go, where can I trade? I've jumped in your trial. I can't trade. I was on Binance or whatever. Now I can't do it. You can in certain places, but literally regulation issues. UK is a pain. The US has got some elements around stable currency regulation coming. You've also got the Bitcoin reserve. You've also got tariffs, which has created a macro pressure. And that has created that risk on, risk off environment where Mr. Trump, for example, is doing silly things and it's affecting the likes of the Russell, which is usually quite good for cryptocurrency, or the dollar, which when this normally goes down is usually good for crypto, but people are panicking. It's created that instability, and altcoins are the worst because they react very negatively to what Bitcoin's doing because Bitcoin has the biggest dominance. Bit of a problem, lack of liquidity. And the final thing is, I'm going to say it, but your zombie coins. You've got dino coins, you've got zombie coins, right? Dino coins are like real, they're alive, and they're somewhat doing their thing. They're like, the XRPs of the world, the Cardano of the world. But you've got zombie coins where they've got no innovation. They're literally just collapsed and dead. But you bought them in 2019 and you think they're going to revive. That mindset, you're going to struggle to survive if you've got a coin that is genuinely dead and the person who created it is now working at Domino's, magically going to come back to life. It's not going to happen. Now, if you know me long enough, you'll know that I am no longer investing in altcoins. I personally trade them. I would rather win and be a bag holder personally. It's just easier, better than marrying it. This is one of my latest Solana trades, which I put on the platform. It's doing really well so far. Maybe taking some profit off this soon because I'd rather protect my position, so to speak, right? If you are interested in the trial, that indicator at the top, it will help you with momentum. Momentum is absolutely king in the crypto market. I know its sentiment is relatively bearish at the minute, but the reality is here, it will be bearish for longer than you think and be bullish for longer than you think, and people get destroyed by either side of the coin. take profit at levels of resistance, and aim to dollar cost average if you're an investor at the lows. But more importantly, if you're looking at altcoins, I would personally recommend trade them. Less money, more control. Don't get married to it because you can flip on a sixpence. Whereas if you've lumped a load of money in a spot account for whatever coins and they don't play out, well, you're kind of buggered, really. But what should we be looking at next, and what should we keep an eye on? Now, for me, I believe altcoins are doing little niche bull markets. What I mean by that is little narratives like AI, real world assets. They tend to pop off randomly, not everything, right? That is a bit of an issue, so you've got to keep an eye on it. Personally, I am more in the Bitcoin ecosystem, such as runes and ordinals, where that's probably not for everyone, but that's just me. And we will get aggressive again with certain things when the time is right. And until that happens, you can kind of just sit and wait and see. You can trade the big cap coins and you can ride short going down or long going up, right? But until that changes, there's no point kind of preempting or guessing. Too many people are guessing, too many people are losing their money, and you need to keep an eye on what's happening with the charts. At the end of the day, there's many narratives that are doing well. Look at, more importantly, hype recently. Yay! But all your altcoins not going to look like that. That could be looking like shorts at some point in the not too distant future because the hype will have died off and it will rotate somewhere else. High tide will not rise or raise all ships, in my opinion, this time around. Unfortunately, for some, it's just the way it is, unfortunately, and that's just how it probably will be because dominance has remained higher for longer. Until we get the hallmarks and the signs of everything happening, that's when you can adapt to that. But altcoins currently not doing anything. You could argue maybe broken.